Okay, so for now what we're going to do is we're going to make lox. We're going to make our own homemade lox. Not only is it going to be lox, but it's going to be something that even the most strict people of Passover could eat because it has no extra ingredients on it. That's why we're making it. And not only that, it's incredibly easy to make, as you'll see. So we start with a piece of salmon. I took a small piece here. Normally you can take a whole board of salmon. This is a fillet of salmon. This happens to have no skin, but you could do it with skin. It doesn't make a difference either way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a mixture of half sugar and half salt. I'm using Himalayan salt. You can use any salt you want to use. And we're just going to cover each part of each side of the salmon. I have the salmon sitting here on a piece of plastic wrap because after we're going to wrap it up, you'll see. So now we take our mixture. I actually have something here that I had already pre-mixed. It's just half 50-50, half sugar, half salt. And you just sprinkle it on the salmon. You sprinkle it well. Little by little until you get it, there's going to be some natural moisture in the salmon that's going to absorb some of it. You want it that it should stay. It has to be pretty well covered. It doesn't have to be really a crust or anything like that. Depends how salty you want it, like that. Now you've done it on that, so all you do afterwards is you flip it over. You flip it over. Do the exact same thing on the second side. Just spreading the sugar and the salt. Sugar and the salt. What this is going to do is this is going to draw out the liquid, the moisture from the salmon, which consists of both water and oils. And it's going to actually be pickling the salmon. I guess that's more of a correct term, but it's pickled salmon, smoked salmon. So what I wanted to say is since I'm making this for Passover and I just want to keep it as simple as possible, that's all I'm putting on. If I were making it not for Passover, what I would do is probably, this is just a liquid smoke. It's available in different types of companies. And I think I looked it up. There even is a kosher for Passover liquid smoke if anyone wants to do this. What I would have done beforehand, I would have either mixed a little bit of this liquid smoke into the sugar salt mixture as I put it on, or alternatively, I would have just tapped a little bit of it. I'd mix it with water so it should be diluted. Maybe 1 capful of this to a cup of water. And then maybe just like soak the salmon in it for just a few seconds first to give it just in a part like a smoked flavor, a genuine smoked flavor. But even without the smoke flavoring, it's very, very good. So now I've put it on. As you can see, how much it's smoked. I'm going to put a little bit on the sides. You know, the whole point is it should just be enough that it's going to cure the salmon. Not that it was sick. So now, what you do afterwards, you take the saran wrap and you entirely wrap it on all sides. And here you have your salmon. So now the next thing you have to do is you have to set it up to cure, or to pickle, or to whatever you want to call it. Normally, I would use different types of utensils, but you know, just for Passover, we use a lot of these, what they call in Hebrew, chad pami, these disposable utensils. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here, but the whole point is that we want the liquid to drain. So to make the liquid to drain, you need to have an incline. So you're going to take an incline. You can do anything you want really to make it have an incline. I'm just making a ball out of aluminum foil, right? So I put it on, put it underneath. Now you have a decent incline. It doesn't have to be a huge incline, right? A decent incline. And then, very important, is at the bottom of the incline, you have to make a hole. Make a hole in the saran wrap, in the plastic wrap. Why? Because as the juices are leached from it, so to speak, they flow out, and you have to give it a place to come out. So the next thing we do with this is we have to press it. Press it. You can use anything to press it. I'll use here a bottle to press it. And also something that we would normally have around on Passover. And you have it sitting here basically. If you can get the picture here, it's sitting in an incline and it's getting a little bit of pressure on it. So then all you have to do is take it now, put it in the refrigerator, refrigerate it for about 3 days. Refrigerate it for about 3 days, right? So we'll stick it in the refrigerator. And now through the magic technology of technology 3 days later, we pull it out. So now it's been sitting here for 3 days, 3 virtual days, right? And let's see what came out. So taking the bottle of water away, here is the salmon, the pressed lox. wrapped in the saran wrap. And you can see, I think you can see here, there's some liquid at the bottom. It's kind of a half oily, half sugary liquid. It's an interesting liquid. I'm sure something good could be done with this. I wouldn't throw this out so quickly, but what to do with it, I haven't quite figured out. So now let's unwrap it and see what we have. Let's unwrap it and see what we have. We'll put it on a plate. Okay, we're unwrapping it from the plastic foil. Now you can see it. It looks considerably different. See, it's a little bit stiffer. It's a little bit a different color. It's lox. And what you do now is you slice the lox. How can you tell if it's cured? This is a good question. How can you tell if it's cured? It has to be translucent. Like if you want to check it after a day or two, if you're in a rush and you don't know if it's cooked yet or not, you have to see if it's translucent, because a piece of raw fish is not going to be translucent. Here, I don't know if there's any way that you could see it through a light, but it's translucent. Okay, you can translucent. I don't know if you could see it through here. Light can shine through it. That's what translucent means. I'm sure you all know. So now, you slice your lox, slice your salmon. There's different ways to slice it. If you want like nice thick slices, nice wide slices like you get in the store, it's a little bit hard to do with the fresh salmon. So what I've done in the past, and it works very, very well, is simply freeze it. Simply freeze it after it's already been at this stage. And it slices very nicely when it's hard. It has more resistance to the knife. And it, you can get nice big slices. Something like this, where it's more or less in its fresh or refrigerated state, you slice it maybe lengthwise. And you go on, and you have all your pieces of salmon, your pieces of lox. And it's really, really delicious. And what can I tell you? It's a beautiful Passover treat, and I hope you enjoy it.